In this video, I'm going to be showing you my SEO framework for fashion brands doing 5 million plus per year in revenue. I just recently helped one of my clothing brand clients add an additional $59,153 dollars per month in revenue to their brand using this framework. And so I just wanted to run you through exactly the framework that I use for my clients and how you can implement this for your brand. So who is this framework best for? It's best for fashion brands doing $2 million to $10 million in revenue per year and are looking to scale, but they don't want to be reliant on ads. So this framework can work for brands doing less than $2 million. It can work for brands doing more than $10 million, but this range seems to be that sweet spot for brands to get really, really good results here. Who am I? I'm Tyler Nubach. I'm the founder of SEO Align. I've helped dozens of fashion brands improve their organic traffic and revenue. But let's go ahead and dive into the framework here. So technical SEO. So what you want to do here is you want to identify the actual critical issues. So we're looking at things like indexing problems, duplicate content, keyword cannibalization, 404 pages with backlinks. These are the things that are really important. You want to make sure all of your important collection pages are indexed. Don't have multiple collection pages targeting the same keyword, and make sure you don't have 404 pages that have backlinks. And if you do, redirect those to the most relevant page on the site. So those are the really big things you want to be looking at, and make sure you fix those quickly. You don't want to get bogged down by just a bunch of technical SEO fixes that are going to take a super long time, because you want to start to get into the growth activities that are really going to drive more traffic and revenue for your brand. So you could get stuck for months, maybe even a year, working on some of those SEO best practice technical fixes, but so many of them just are not going to move the needle for you. So it's really important that you prioritize the things that will actually do something for you. Also, make sure to monitor site speed, mobile usability, schema. Schema is really important. Site speed is one of those things that's really, really easy to get fixated on, because you've got the numbers. You've got Google telling you, you've got other platforms telling you that your site speed is a 70 out of 100, and it's really addicting to work on it and try to get that site speed up to 95 or get it up to 100. The reality is that doesn't really do that much. So you need to have a site speed that is reasonable and that users are okay with. But beyond that, beyond having a good site speed, having an excellent site speed is not going to do anything additional for your traffic or revenue. So once you have a site speed that is good, don't go beyond that, because it's just not going to do anything for you. So the next thing I want to talk about is focusing on bottom of the funnel keywords. So what you want to do is you want to be looking at high intent keywords that are actually going to drive revenue. So you'll want to identify certain keywords that actually have high intent, that would be keywords that you'd rank for on your collection pages instead of keywords that you'd be ranking for on your blog, those informational intent keywords. That's the type of SEO fluff where you can drive traffic and it can make the charts look good, but ultimately we don't care about traffic. We care about revenue. Traffic is what helps us get revenue if the traffic is the right kind of traffic. But if it's not the right kind of traffic, it's not going to do anything. So don't skip that SEO fluff, skip the blog content, skip the what is a skirt, where should I wear a skirt to, skip that type of content, because it's just, if it does bring in traffic, it's not going to convert. And the reality is AI is stealing all of that traffic anyway. You've got AI overviews, you've got ChatGPT, you've got all of this that is just stealing that informational keywords in their intent. But the bottom of the funnel is wide open. So make sure you're putting your focus on the bottom of the funnel keywords. So example of that would be, instead of targeting spring outfit ideas, go for a keyword like spring skirts under $50. Pretty clear that this keyword is going to convert so much better. And it's not as attractive to go after because it doesn't get searched as many times. But I can assure you that if you're ranking number one for this keyword and you're ranking number one for spring outfit ideas, you are going to make more money with spring skirts under $50. So make sure those types of keywords are where you're putting your focus. Okay, next section is keyword coverage and gap analysis. So what you want to do is you want to look at your existing keywords that you're already ranking for. So basically how you do this is you open up the Search Console, the Google Search Console, and figure out what you're doing well and what opportunities you still have. So what I would do is I would export all of the keywords that you're currently ranking for in the Search Console. Then I would export all of the competitor keywords that they're ranking for, that they're ranking well for, that you are not. And then what I would do is I would put all of these keywords into a database, and so you, at this point, you have the keywords that you are ranking for, and then what's really kind of helpful there is you can see keywords that you're technically showing up for, just not very well. Kind of decide what you want to do with those keywords. But really the whole idea here is to identify all of your possible opportunities. So basically put together your database of the keywords from the Search Console, all of the keywords that you're showing up for, put together the keywords that your competitors are showing up for that you aren't, and prioritize those based on revenue impact, how often the keyword gets searched, how competitive the keyword is, where you're currently ranked for it, and the actual search intent of the keyword. This goes back to the last step. We don't want to be putting our focus on keywords like how to, types of keywords like that. You'll probably see some of those pop up in the Search Console. Just get rid of those. Don't prioritize those. Next step then is building and optimizing your collection pages. So once you actually have your keywords prioritized, then you can get into actually figuring out how you want to go after those keywords. So determine which keywords already have a collection page in place and which keywords are going to need a new collection page. And then what you could do is just go in and start creating collection pages for the new keywords. So these keywords are typically going to be the keywords from the Search Console that you're not ranking well for. And the reason you're not ranking well for them is because you have a page that's like semi-relevant for the keyword, but not super relevant. That means basically that you just need a new collection page. So create a new collection page for that keyword. Another situation would be your competitors ranking for this keyword and you are not. And if you don't already have a collection page for that keyword, that's a sign that you should create a collection page for that keyword. And you'll see if you really do this, if you go through your entire list, you export all of this out, you will see a lot of opportunities for new collection pages. And I absolutely love this because it's a really good way to potentially get really quick traffic. Ultimately, it depends on how Google responds to it when you create the collection pages, but there could be hundreds of opportunities for new collection pages, just different, essentially different ways to categorize your products. And when you do that, when you actually create different collection pages, it basically opens up the door for you to rank for those keywords. So create those new collection pages for keywords that you're not targeting yet, because that opens up the door. Then you can start to bring in traffic and bring in revenue for those keywords. And I will tell you that not a lot of fashion brands are doing this well. And so if you really nail this part, this is probably the most important part of this entire framework, is making sure that you have the pages in place to rank for these keywords. It's pretty simple process and pretty simple idea, but so many brands miss this and they just don't know the importance of it. They don't understand how much of an impact this can have. So create those new collection pages, and then what you want to do is optimize every single one of these collection pages for the keyword. So what you should have then is you should have each keyword mapped out to a collection page. So some of the keywords are going to be mapped to collection pages that you already had, and then you're going to have a bunch of keywords that are mapped to new collection pages that you created. And the best way to look at this is to just have one keyword per page. You will absolutely rank for variations of the keywords too, but it just adds a lot of noise. It adds a lot of stuff in there when you're tracking 5 different keywords that are essentially the same exact keyword. Just look at it from a standpoint of targeting one keyword per page, and it's going to be so much easier. So what you want to do then is you want to optimize those collection pages for the keyword. So now that you have it mapped, you want to make sure that you have the keyword in the title tag, make sure you have the keyword in the meta description, make sure it's in the H1, which is typically going to be, if you're on Shopify, it's going to be that collection title usually. Otherwise, just make sure you have an H1 tag that is exactly the keyword that you're targeting. And then what you want to do is add a block of content underneath the products where you can have additional content talking about the collection page. So this just needs to be, nothing crazy, a couple paragraphs, 2-3 paragraphs talking about your products. And it's really, really beneficial because Google relies heavily on text content to figure out what a page is about. And by nature, collection pages do not have that much text content. So adding that text content underneath the products allows you to talk about the products on that collection page, allows you to inject some keywords in additional heading tags in the content, and it just makes your page more relevant for the keyword that you're targeting. So, like I said, really important step. I would say this step number 4 is probably the most important step in this entire framework. Step number 5, internal linking and collection clusters. So you need to get 5 to 10 internal links from relevant pages pointing to each of these collection pages. So it's very, very possible, back on step number 4, that you have hundreds of new collection pages. That means step number 5 is going to be a lot of work. You need to be building internal links to every single one of these, because we don't want to be creating these collection pages just to be creating them. We need to create collection pages, and then we need to be actually putting in work to make sure that they get ranked, because that's the whole reason we created them. We need them to get ranked for the keyword that we're targeting so we can bring in relevant traffic and make more money. So you're gonna have a lot of work with internal linking, because we need to add 5 to 10 internal links to each of these collection pages. Some of them are gonna be existing pages that maybe you already have internal links to. Some of them are gonna be new, and there's gonna be a lot of them. So what you need to do then is just really find ways between collection pages, between blog posts, to internally link to the collection pages. So a really good way to do this is maybe you have the category skirts, and you're gonna maybe look at that skirts cluster, where you then have skirts, you have spring skirts, you have fall skirts, you have black skirts, you have blue skirts, you have pleated skirts, you have plus size skirts. Really, when you're doing this keyword research, that list is going to be pretty endless with the number of skirt keywords that you can target. But a really easy way to do this is to just interlink collection pages together. So you can rank from your black skirts collection page to your fall skirts collection page. You can link from the fall skirts to the main skirts. You can link from the fall skirts to the pleated skirts. Like, really just have these all be connected to where they're actually internally linking all to each other within that cluster. You can cross into different areas. Like, you could link from a skirts collection page to a dresses collection page if you want to as well. The really important part is that these have good internal link coverage. And like I said, each collection page, make sure that you track this, should get 5 to 10 internal links at least. So like I said, it's really good to internally link between collection pages like that. But another really good way to do this is to find pages on your site that already have traffic or authority and use those as internal linking opportunities. Because what that does is, when you're able to find pages that already get traffic, Google's looking at those pages in a higher regard than pages that don't get traffic. And so if you internally link from a page that gets traffic to a page that you want to get ranked and to get traffic, that's going to hold more weight, and it's going to look to Google like that's an important page. If you're taking an important page on your site that's getting traffic, internally linking to a different page, it shows Google that that page is important. So that's one side of things. The other side is the authority side. So find all of the pages on your site that have backlinks and look for opportunities there. See if there's any way for you to internally link from pages that have backlinks to these collection pages that you want to get ranked. It's the same situation there. Google sees that those pages have backlinks, and if you're linking from a page that has backlinks to a collection page you want to get ranked, it just holds more weight. So that's a really good way to find opportunities that can move the needle pretty quickly for these new collection pages. So really important piece, make sure you do not skip past the internal linking section. And the last one I'm going to talk about is link building. So this is a very, very important part. Is probably the most important ranking factor, is making sure that you're getting links, making sure that you're getting authority. So you want to look at this as kind of a hybrid approach. You want to be building digital PR type of backlinks to your homepage. So you want to be looking at authoritative sites like Real Simple, HuffPost, Glam, Homes and Gardens, those types of sites to really help boost your brand authority. So these links, when you build these are almost always going to go to your homepage. But a couple different ways you can do this. You can launch a digital PR campaign where you actually put together a story that you send to journalists. And the best way to do this, if you really actually want to get coverage, is to use stats and data. Journalists absolutely love that. They don't like it when their pieces rely more on opinion based. They like it when they can have hard data that they can include in their actual write-up that they're doing. So if you're going to pitch something, make sure you pitch stats, make sure you pitch data. And the other side of things is using a platform like Featured or Quoted. Really how this works is journalists put out requests. You can actually respond to those requests as the expert in that area. If they like it, they'll use the quote in the article that they're writing and they'll link back to your site. So that's a really good way to get some really powerful links to your homepage. Second side of things is building backlinks to the collection pages that you want to get ranked. So this is something that you're probably going to need some backlinks to your collection pages specifically for any sort of competitive keywords. So you'll reach out to bloggers, any sort of like niche publications that to try to get these category specific links. And really what that does is that strengthens the specific page that you're getting the link to, not just the homepage. So then what you can do is you then balance your link profile. So you're having a good chunk of really good links going to your homepage, and you're having links that are going to your collection page to help those pages get ranked. It's really important to have that balance because Google does not want you to do any link building whatsoever. It's technically against Google's guidelines to be putting in effort to try to get links for the sake of ranking. And by having these really, really good websites linking to you, these really top publications, that adds a little extra safety blanket when you're going out and getting these other links to your collection pages that are a little more manufactured and not going to be quite as natural. Having these really good links gives this safety blanket for you. So it's not a situation where every single one of your links looks terribly manufactured. That's a fine line to walk. I've seen brands get hit before where they lose their traffic by having just too many unnatural backlinks. But a really good way to do this is offset that with really, really good links to the homepage. So that's a really big piece. It also helps build your overall authority. So you need less links to the specific collection pages too. So would definitely recommend this hybrid approach. It has worked really, really well for my clients to build their overall site authority, but also links to the specific pages so that their collection pages can rank really well too. So those are the 6 steps that I use to help my clients just crush it in Google and just in SEO in general. Okay, how I can help. If you want help implementing this for your brand, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description where you can book a time with me to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. And I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, please like this video and subscribe for more fashion SEO videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.